feeds and feedstuffs, Panacea for declining commercial animal agriculture and food insecurity are in Nigeria. This afternoon, we are going to take to the abattoir the declining commercial animal agriculture. And the 65th inaugural lecture is going to be the slaughter slab, where we are going to dissect the thematic concern as announced to you. By 2 on the dot of 2, we shall be starting this program. The moment the procession is coming in around 2 p.m., we will all enjoy you. We shall enjoy you all to please rise on your feet so that we can acknowledge the entrance of the reception of the academic procession, and of course the dignitaries that will be presiding over the affairs of today's university. Please fasten your seatbelts as the flight of this 65th inaugural lecture is set to take off. Once again, you are welcome to Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, one of the 4 universities that emerged as the best university in Nigeria. One of the few universities that is acknowledged and, of course, revered for academic, moral, and, of course, infrastructural excellence. You are welcome to FUNAAB, the university that is adjudged as the most peaceful university in the Southwest. Thank you so much. Very close to 2, we shall welcome you, and we shall welcome the program formally, so that we should be able to learn from the topic of today. Because you are here, I think you deserve a round of applause. Please give yourselves a round of applause this afternoon. You can do better for yourself, please. Thank you so much. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, shall we all rise right now for the academic procession? The academic procession is coming in right away. Please, let's rise for the academic procession. Let's remain standing for the procession. Just coming in the academic procession are the principal officers of the university, the university librarian, Dr. Feyitola Onifade, the bursar, Mr. Chukwuweke Zepiazu, the registrar, Dr. Bola Adekola, the Deputy Chancellor Academics, Professor Bolanle Akeloluale, and of course, the Division Development, Professor Clement Adeofun, 65th Inaugural Lecturer, Professor Adeyemi Mustafa Bamgbose, and of course, the Vice Chancellor, Professor Felix Kolawole Salako. You are 65th Inaugural Lecture of the University. Thank you. As we remain standing, let's take the national anthem, thereafter the university anthem. The national anthem. FUNAAB anthem.
Thank you.
Let's be seated. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome to the 65th inaugural lecture of our university. Permit me to quickly introduce the eminent personalities from our universities to you this afternoon. The Vice Chancellor and of course the Chairman of FUNAAB Inaugural lecture, Professor Felix Kolawole Salako. You are most welcome, sir. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Academics, Professor Bolanle Akeodoluwale. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Development, Professor Clement Adeyemi. And of course, the Registrar of the University, the person of Dr. Bola Adekola. Mr. Chukwuemeka Ezepiazo. Dr. Feintola Onifade. The 65th lecturer, so and we have Estelle with us. It is the Dean of College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, Kolani, Professor Olashiji Showande. Of course, we have Professor Uwe, with one of nice capacity, I guess is the HOD. This is one of the HOD of the inaugural lecturer of today, Professor Oni. You are welcome. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, at this juncture, I want to humbly invite the Vice Chancellor, Professor Felix Kolawole Salako, to give his introductory remarks. Please, let's welcome him with a round of applause, please.
May I humbly invite Professor Adeyemi Mustafa Bamgbose to be by my side here, to stand and remain standing. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Development, the Registrar, the Bursar, the University Librarian, the Inaugural Lecturer, Professor Adeyemi Mustafa Bamgbose, Dean, College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, other deans and directors, the head of Department Animal Nutrition, other heads of departments and units, members of the Bamgbose family, invited guests, members of the university community, gentlemen of the press, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, great FUNAABites, greatest FUNAABites, you're all welcome. It's a great honor and privilege for me to welcome you all to the 65th inaugural lecture in the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. Which is the sport in the Department of Animal Nutrition. Let me appreciate you all for sparing the time to be part of this regular source of knowledge enrichment here in FUNAAB. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, Our inaugural lecturer of today, Professor Adeyemi Mustafa Bamgbose, was born in Ikorodu on May 15, 1962, to Alhaji Mojid Ayinde Tiamiyu Bamgbose and Mama Fausat Atinúkẹ́ Bamgbose. In 1967, young Adeyemi started his primary school education at ICC Primary School, Molete, Ibadan, and finished at credit level in 1973. His brilliant performance at the Common Entrance Examination of the same year led him into the prestigious Baptist Grammar School in 1973, that's in Ibadan. He sat for the Western Written School Certificate Examination in 1978 and passed in Division 2. Thereafter, he proceeded to Adeola Odutola College, Ijebu-Ode, between 1978 and 1980, where he obtained higher school certificate. He got admitted into the University of Ibadan in 1980 and graduated in 1983 with a second-class degree lower division. After the National Youth Service, he went back for master's degree in Animal Science Department to study agricultural biochemistry and animal nutrition. Graduated as the best graduating student with an average score of 74.5%. And that gave him the opportunity to move straight to PhD. This he did and went through the program in stride, graduating in 1988 with specialization in animal nutrition. Professor Bamgbose started his academic career at Federal University of Technology, Owerri, as a lecturer too in 1990. He took appointment as a farm manager in Animal Care Service Council Nigeria Limited, Owerri, between 1991 and 1992. His interest in the academia prompted him to pick up appointment as lecturer 1 in 1992 at Abubakar Tafawa Balewa University, Bauchi, and in 1995 he became a senior lecturer in that university. He joined the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta in 1997 as a senior lecturer in Animal Nutrition Department. He was promoted to the rank of Associate Professor in 2000 and Professor of Animal Nutrition in 2003. Professor Bamgbose is an animal nutritionist who has worked extensively on the use of protein and energy feedstuff in livestock nutrition. His overall research output has encompassed the utilization of alternative feedstuff in nutrition of farm animals. It's worthy of note that Professor Bamgbose pioneered the use of extruder machine installed in IITA Ibadan in 1986 by the federal government of Nigeria for the production of extruded soybean meal, extruded corn soil meal for poultry nutrition. He also pioneered the end of year turkey project in FUNAAB and is the staff advisor to National Animal Science Students Association, FUNAAB. Today's inaugural lecturer has trained and supervised students' research projects, thesis, at both undergraduate and postgraduate levels. He is involved in manuscript peer reviewing for local and foreign journals, and his research work attracted international attention. He was appointed visiting associate professor to Ambassador University, Ekpoma, Michael Okpara University, Enugu State University, and he has regularly participated in external assessment and examination of thesis. At Professor Kada, he has also contributed his quota in assessment for different universities, including University of Agriculture, Makurdi, University of Ibadan, Obafemi Awolowo University, Federal University of Technology, Akure, to mention a few. As a practicing farmer, Professor Bamgbose has interacted with and impacted positively on commercial farmers through his extension activities. These include resource person to open day program for secondary school pupils, organized by AMREC and World Poultry Science Association in Nigeria branch, practical poultry feeding program, consultant nutritionist to national feeders, Sagam. Ladies and gentlemen, Professor Bamgbose enjoys membership in some learned society and professional association among Bishop Animal Science Society of Nigeria, Nigerian Society of Animal Production, Agricultural Society of Nigeria, Nutrition Society of Nigeria, and World Poultry Science Association. He has held many positions in this university. He was Deputy Dean Kolani and Postgraduate Coordinator for Kolani. In 2000, he was listed in the 18th edition of Marquis Wisdom in the world. He was listed also as Man of the Year 2002 by American Biographical Institute. Professor Bamgbose received many letters of commendation for outstanding performance, for assigned responsibilities at FUNAAB. He is a member of FUNAAB Muslim community, member National Executive Council, Shamsuddin Al-Islami. I hope I'm right. Adeyemi, Chairman Shamsuddin Al-Islami, Amolasho, Abeokuta, is the Vice Chairman, Unity Estate Community Development Association, President, Baptist Grammar School Student Association, 73 to 78 Club, University of Ibadan Alumni Association, and Active Secretary, Sudan, Oshele Branch. Ladies and gentlemen, as the microphone says, behind a very successful man, there is a praying, supporting, understanding, righteous, loving, and many others. A very successful woman. Professor Bamgbose is happily married to Mrs. Margaret Omolara Bamgbose Louis Oshikutan. The fellow of the Institute of Chartered Accountants of Nigeria and Chief Accountant at the Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta. They are blessed with 4 children. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to invite Professor Adeyemi Mustafa Bamgbose from the Department of Animal Nutrition, Federal University of Agriculture, Abeokuta, a fine gentleman, an accomplished scholar, a thoroughbred academic, a dedicated teacher, researcher of repute, who has made significant contributions to monographic nutrition in Nigeria, to present his inaugural lecture titled Feeds and FEEDSTUFFS, Panacea for Declining Commercial Animal Agriculture and Food Insecurity in Nigeria. Thank you and God bless.
All glory. Please don't mind my voice. I will improve as I proceed. The Vice Chancellor, sir, Professor FEEDSTUFFS Salakubo. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Bola Akeredolu Ale. The Deputy Vice Chancellor Development, Professor Clement Adeofun. The Bossa, the University Librarian, members of the University Governing Council, members of the University Senate, Chief Executives of other institutions, Dean College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, Professor Shuande, Dean of other colleges, Student Affairs and Postgraduate School, Directors of Institutes, Center and Unit, Head of Department of Animal Nutrition, Dr. Oni, heads of other departments, presidents and members of professional associations, distinguished and eminent scholars and academics of FUNAAB and other institutions here present, all non-teaching staff, my spiritual fathers and mothers here present, members of my immediate and extended families, special guests and friends, gentlemen of the print and electronic media, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and greatest FUNAABites. Greatest FUNAABites. I give all glory to Allah for the privilege to stand before this honorable audience to present the 65th inaugural lecture of our great university FUNAAB, which is the fourth from the Department of Animal Nutrition and the department of the first inaugural lecturer of this great university, Professor Gutono, the 12th from the College of Animal Science and Livestock Production, Kolani, and from the college with the highest number of emeritus professors, both living and dead, and of course, from the college with the highest number of professors. And in a lighter mood, the fourth due to coronavirus pandemic which ravaged the country. Inaugural lectures mark the peak of events as one attains the highest level of achievement in the academia. I would like to especially thank our amiable Vice Chancellor, sir, for keeping faith with this important academic culture. Today's lecture titled Feeds and Feedstuffs, Panacea for Declining Commercial Animal Agriculture and Food Insecurity in Nigeria will focus on feeds and feedstuff, resources management, processing, and utilization for improved productivity and performance of farm animals. But introduction. Agriculture is Nigeria's most assured engine of development and a reliable key to its industrialization in spite of the huge but ephemeral revenue derived from the oil sector. Small-scale farmers produce about 90% of the food in Nigeria and in Africa. But today, poor performance of agriculture is also resulting in food and feed crises in Nigeria and Africa. In time past, agriculture contributes about 32% to the gross domestic product of countries in Africa, and in Ghana it contributes about 25% and employing about 50% of the working population. While in Nigeria, in the 1960s, agriculture contributes about 4% to the Nigeria's gross domestic product and employing about 90% of the working population. But today, these are declined to a negligible 21%, contribution by agriculture to the GDP, employing only about 20% of the world population. In time past, Africa produced about 8% of the world's food export, but this has declined to a negligible 2% recently. It must be noted that this decline is leading to food and feed crises in Africa and encouraging poverty in Africa. Subtly put, there are 3 main types of agricultural practices in Africa. You have to boundary with this with the farming or rearing of farm animals to produce milk, egg, fiber, eggs, to mention a few, and crop farming, which has to do with production of crops, food. What makes agriculture deals with the combination of animal agriculture and crop farming. Notable agriculturists in the past includes the former President of the United States of America, President Jimmy Carter, who is was a renowned peanut farmer before becoming president, and you see made his wealth from poultry farming in China. Back home in Nigeria, our former president, Chief Obasanjo, was netting about 360 billion annually from his such a farm. Please note, agriculture is the only section of the economy that will not go extinct, because no matter the economic situation at any time present or future, people must eat. And in later note, during the pandemic, even at my own home, we met regularly to ensure that there is food and supplements in the house. We forgot about new clothes, new cars, and on like that. Animal nutrition. I want to define animal nutrition briefly. Animal nutrition refers to the act of feeding the animals, as well as the scientific investigation into the feed offered or applied or offered to the animal. There are 5 basic questions the animal nutritionist stands to or attempts to answer. What do you feed to the animal that you want to feed? Which animal do you feed what you want to feed? When do you feed what you want to feed to the animal? Why do you feed what you are feeding to the animal? And lastly, how do you go about the act and science of feeding the animal that you want to feed? Feed accounts for between 70 to 80% of total cost of production of monogastric animals under intensive production system. The impact of feed and adequate feeding on various components of livestock tools operation is shown in figure 1. Feeds has influence on food safety and security, increased livestock production and productivity, improved animal and human health, status and welfare, climate change and environment, and most importantly, feed, when properly fed to the animal, ensures financial sustainability to the farmer. And in fact, during the Babangida era, a presidential task force on alternative feed formulation for livestock animals in Nigeria was set up or commissioned to address the feed problem in the country. And yours truly served as a research assistant to this committee. Most importantly, any feed or feed over to the animal, it must be ingested and the waste excreted. While the digested and ingested or assimilated nutrients will be used for productive performance. And an important organ in the body that does this is the gastrointestinal tract. You have the ruminant animals, which are endowed with rumen, the 4 compartment, which enables them to thrive on forage diets. While you have the monogastric animals, essentially the rabbit, the poultry, with simple stomach, and then this confer the ability to take in concentrated diet. And in between, you have the pseudo-ruminants, like the horse, the pony, the donkey, and of course the rabbit, which have both simple, part of their diet is both simple and they have a large cecum. So they're able to take in high forage diet and then concentrate diet. At this junction, I want to briefly define the terms contained in the inaugural title. Feeds, these are naturally occurring ingredients or materials fed to the animal. While feedstuffs, which could be either natural or artificial in origin, are possess nutritional value when used in formulating feed for the animals. Panacea has to do with providing solution to a particular problem, while declining means reducing, as we have now. In fact, in the country, the rate of livestock farmers is on the decline because of the high cost of feed and important input into livestock production. While commercial has to do with engaging in act of commerce with the sole aim of making profit. And animal agriculture refers to an aspect of agriculture that deals with animal farming or rearing. And lastly, food security. This is the state of being unable, of lack of access to nutritious and quality feed for sustainability of life. Nutrients in feeds and feedstuffs. Nutrients are components of feeds that are essential for the preservation of life. They are water, carbohydrate, protein, fats, oil, vitamins, and feed additives. Water plays an important role in all life processes. A constant supply of clean and fresh water is essential for the survival of livestock. Generally, animals can obtain water either by directly drinking or from feed ingested or from the metabolic processes within the body. These are complex nitrogenous compounds composed of chains of simple units called amino acids. Proteins are vital components of all animal cells which sustain growth and repair. Carbohydrates are mainly energy producers and form a greater bulk of livestock feeds, representing the main source of energy. While fats and oils are energy producing groups of food nutrients, fats are oils at room temperature found in solid form in animals, while oils are generally in liquid form. Minerals. These are elements needed in small quantities for their importance in the vital activities of the body. While vitamins, these are active substances essential for life of animals. They belong to the macronutrient group and are required for normal metabolism in the animal. Feed additives. Feed additives refers to any chemical substance incorporated in an animal feed for nutritional purpose of improving growth, feed efficiency, feed utilization, preventing or controlling diseases, or acting as protection against unwanted environmental influences. There can be both nutritive and non-nutritive feed additives. Chancellor, sir, at this junction, my research activities and contributions to knowledge over the years are enumerated in pages 22 and 72, about 50 pages of the inaugural electoral booklet with you. Permit me therefore to speak on few feeds and feedstuffs in each category as examples for the purpose of this inaugural presentation. Basically, I established the nutritional compositions of some feeds and feedstuffs over the years, which includes chemical analysis and biological evaluation. The utilization of some of these feedstuffs in the nutrition of livestock animals were also assessed and documented by way of personal research, undergraduate supervision, and postgraduate supervision projects over the years and still ongoing. Evaluate here is the summary of feedstuffs, and experimental animals used for my research activities over the years. We have energy feedstuffs as enumerated, protein feedstuffs, and a combination of energy and protein blends. Similarly, I've worked on fibrous and forage feedstuffs, mineral sources, vitamin source, and most importantly, after feeding these animals, the next thing is how do we consume or make this available for human consumption. I've worked with several sensors over the years into how value can be added to rabbit meat for human consumption. And the experimental animals that I've worked over the years include the ratus, broiler chickens, turkeys, cockroach chickens, laying hens, rabbits, and pigs, as we see in the unfolding part of this presentation. One, shows the protein quality of some oilseed cakes that I've worked on. The evaluation study was carried out with albino rats to determine the protein quality of some oilseed cakes, and the results are shown in table 1, Bamgbose et al. 1989A. Protein efficiency ratio, net protein retention efficiency, biological value, apparent protein digestibility, true protein digestibility obtained for full-fat soybeans 1 and 2 were significantly higher than other soybean products, cottonseed cake, groundnut cake, extruded corn soy samples worked with. While raw soybean showed poorest values, for all parameters examined. The biological evaluation of these all seed cakes clearly showed that full-fat soybean meals 1 and 2 were superior to all other plant proteins concentrate assessed in this study. Table 2 shows the energy values of some oilseed cakes using Abinorat. The energy values of some oilseed cakes were also assessed using Abinorat. Bamgbose 1988, Bamgbose 1989b, with the goal of providing information on the suitability of these feedstuffs as complementary energy sources in livestock feeding. The metabolizable energy and the metabolizable energy corrected energy sources in livestock feeding showed that ISME values were obtained with full-fat soybean 1 and 2 with values of over 3.45 kilocalorie per gram and 3.32 kilocalorie per gram respectively, which was significantly higher than metabolizable energy values of other oilseed cakes. It was evident that processed oil soybean products have more useful energy than the other feedstuffs tested, while extrusion cooking increased the available energy of these soybean feedstuffs. Contains the approximate mineral composition of some of these oilseed cakes. The approximate composition of the oilseed cakes ranged between 43% to 47%, 41% to 44%, 45% to about 51% crude protein for full-fat soya, defatted soya, sesame meal, and GNC respectively. While lower values were recorded for cottonseed cake, raw soybean, extruded corn soil, rapeseed meal, and sunflower meal with the values indicated. Highest crude fiber content of about 14% to 20% were obtained for cottonseed cake, rapeseed meal, and sunflower meal, while residual ether extract of more than 10% were obtained with full-fat soybean products, and ether extract values of less than 7% were obtained for defatted soya, groundnut cake, rapeseed meal, sesame meal, and sunflower meal. Highest level of calcium was obtained with sesame meal, rapeseed meal, sunflower meal, while values for cottonseed cake, full-fat soya, defatted soya, raw soybean, and extruded corn soil were lower. Phosphorus levels of cottonseed cake and GNC are slightly higher than values for full-fat soybean, raw soybean, rapeseed meal, sunflower meal, and sesame meal. Antinutritional factors. For any feedstuff to be useful, the antinutritional factors must be lower at sub-level level so that it will be injurious or harmful to the farm animal. Fighting and fighting phosphorus varied to an appreciable extent among the oilseed cakes, with highest amount of fighting phosphorus obtained with cottonseed cake, groundnut cake, raw soybean, while lower values were recorded with full-fat soybean, defatted soybean, and extruded corn soil. The timing level of oilseed cakes examined ranged between 2 to 4 milligram per 100 gram. Results of urease activity, dye binding capacity, and trypsin inhibitor showed variations which depict the extent of each treatment and distinguishes between properly heated and overheated oilseed cakes. While field gospel content of about 0.261 and 0.99 were obtained with cottonseed cake. Chemical evaluation. Essentially, for any novel feedstuff, alternative, unconventional, localized in your community, there is the need for us to have an insight into the chemical constituents before we can determine to what extent can this be included in animal feeding. Significantly higher available methionine values were obtained with sunflower meal, sesame meal, rapeseed meal, full-fat soya, defatted soya, and extruded corn soil, while lower values were recorded with cottonseed cake, raw soybean, and methionine is one of the limiting amino acids in groundnut cake. Conclusively, And based on the nutrient profile and residual and nutritional factors present in this oil seed cakes, we recommend that based on this cake, these oil seed cakes are important plant protein sources in livestock production in Nigeria, Bamgbose 1995. The escalating cost of maize and its attendant high demand has led to high cost of raising monogastric animals, particularly poultry and rabbit and pigs alike. To exemplify with tiger nut meal called OFU in Yoruba, a series of research activities by Bamgbose 1993, Bamgbose et al. 1997, and Bamgbose et al. 2003, we documented the proximate composition of tiger nut meal, popularly trolled by the Hausa man. On dry matter basis, gram per kilogram, we recommended that it contain 942.4 dry matter, 78.8 protein, 173.3 fat, 83.5 fiber, 44.4 ash, 0.6 calcium, and 2.8 phosphorus. The optimum replacement level of maize for tiger nut meal in winter rabbit diet was 60%, while inclusion of tiger nut meal at 33.3% as replacement for maize in cockerel diet supported improved carcass yield with feed cost saving of between 5 to 9%. Another important alternative feedstuff is the cassava root meal, and Nigeria being the highest as of today by the NBC, National Bureau of Statistics. Nigeria is the highest producer, leading producer of cassava. One of the alternatives to conventional energy feed resources is cassava. It is cheaper, easier to cultivate and manage compared to maize and can survive harsh environmental conditions. The optimum disposal level of maize with tiger nut for winter rabbit was, maize and cassava. The chemical composition of gram per kilogram of sun-dried unpeeled cassava root meal by Osho et al. 2013 was 15.5 protein, 162.0 fiber. Osho et al. In a collaborative research work 2010 concluded that inclusion of cassava root meal up to 200 gram per kilogram as replacement for maize supported better response in terms of carcass yield, blood constituents, and nutrient digestibility. Similarly, Omoiko Jerry et al. Based at Ambrose University, Ekpoma, in a collaborative research work 2008 opined that unpaid cassava root meal as replacement for maize up to 30% level in rabbit diet is profitable and feasible. Other byproducts of cassava includes cassava peels, which is commonly used in ruminant nutrition and seldomly in cockerel as supplementary feed. Others include cassava silage, which can be obtained from the commercial production of garri, cassava offals, which can also be obtained commercially as waste from fufu production, and these are shown in figures 3 and 4. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, other feedstuffs that I worked on are protein feedstuffs. I will exemplify with 1 or 2 examples in animal protein or protein from animal origin and protein from plant origin. Chicken meal, the effect of replacing 0, 25, 50, 75, and other percent of soybean meal with chicken meal was investigated using winter rabbit for 3 weeks feeding trial, Bamgbose and Kudi, 1996. Chicken meal contained chemically 57% cod protein, 12% ethyl extract, 2% lysine, 0.7% methionine, 5.5% calcium, and 2.9% phosphorus. It was recommended that chicken meal could replace 50% of soybean meal without compromising performance and nutrient digestibility in winter rabbits with feed cost saving of about 6% to 25%. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, a personal experience of my humble self and my late supervisor, Professor Olumidodele Etewe, is shared with the audience on page 41 of the inaugural booklet. The soybean studies. Soybean has a favorable amino acid profile, and in addition, the oil content represents a potential increase in caloric density compared to other plant protein sources. Therefore, the interest in this crop stands out permanently as a source of energy and protein for the development of a stable livestock milling industry in Nigeria. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, so I consider myself lucky through my late supervisor to be involved in the onset of soybean revolution, which involved production, processing, and utilization in Nigeria in the 1990s. The outline for the processing of soybean, whole soybean into oil, cakes, and meal is outlined in Figure 5. Essentially, the cleared and the whole raw soybean can be subjected to hydraulic press and screw press, for example, which will produce the fatted soybean. In other words, once you apply hydraulic press, screw press, you get the cake or the flake separated and the oil will be removed. On the other hand, you can subject whole, clean, defatted soybean to roasting, toasting, boiling, or extruding, and you obtain what we call full fat extruded soybean meal, and is the toast of livestock farmers in the 80s to the 90s, and even presently. The federal government installed Instapol 500 extruder at IT Ibadan, and believe you me, through my versatile late Professor Olumidodele Etewe, we got involved, and then I happened to be one of the first PhD students to use the Instapol extruder installed at IT. The federal government thought it wise to encourage the commercial processing and increase the awareness of extruded products for livestock feeding, pigs, layers, broilers, turkeys alike. The extruder machine, the transfer section is as shown. The extruder machine processes raw soybean via high temperature, short time technique. Short time, high temperature, and then this will result in a fully cooked, texturized, and granular product which can be incorporated and fed to your farm animals. Wherein there will be considerable soil rupture, and then the intrinsic nutrients of this express soybean is available to the farm animal. Summary of some results involving the utilization of full-fat extruded soybean and full-fat extruded corn soil in broilers and layers as shown in Table 6, 7, 8, and 9. Table 6 contains the performance characteristics of broiler chicken fed full-fat extruded soybean diet. The daily weight gain, feed conversion ratio, protein efficiency ratio, dosing percentages, and flesh to bone ratio increased significantly, up to 75% inclusion of full-fat extruded soybean for GNC in broiler chicken diet with reduced feed cost per kilogram live weight. Table 7 shows the performance characteristics of broilers fed varying extruded corn soil levels in a practical diet. We observed that the inclusion of extruded corn soil, even at 100%, supported improved growth rate, feed utilization, nitrogen retention, dosing percentage, and feed cost per kilogram live weight. Tables 8 and 9 contained the performance of laying hens fed full-fat extruded soybean and extruded corn soil as shown in tables 8 and 9. From studies conducted by Bamgbose 1988, Bamgbose 1995, Bamgbose and Tewe 1996. The percentage end-day egg production of about 70% and 65% obtained for full-fat express soybean and extruded corn soil respectively were higher than 54% reported by Babatunde and Fetuga 1976 for layers fed GNC-based diet. Agro-industrial byproducts and milling waste have been identified as potential feed ingredients in livestock feeds. Milling waste such as rice milling waste, maize milling waste, sorghum milling waste from cereals constitute alternative sources of fiber in farm animal nutrition. Permit me to exemplify with one or two. Rice milling waste. In two separate studies on rice milling waste, we investigated the replacement of maize with rice milling waste at 0, 25, 50, and 75% levels on the performance characteristics and noted the disabilities of winter rabbits. We concluded that rice milling waste can conveniently be included in winter rabbit diet at 25% level to replace maize, Osho et al. 2006. In the second trial, the performance and nutrient utilization of concrete finishers fed global levels of rice milling waste was also assessed. Osho et al. 2002. We recommended that rice milling waste can replace maize at 50% with comparable performance characteristics and significant feed cost reduction and savings. Mineral feedstuffs. I worked with discarded eggshell. The increasing need for bioavailable mineral source or sources has stimulated the investigation into the exploration of different conventional calcium sources. A study was conducted to determine the utilization of discarded eggshell as replacement for oyster shell, which is a conventional mineral source in broiler diet. Results showed that broilers fed diets containing discarded eggshell had longer tibia bone, stronger tibia bone breaking strength, and no adverse effect on bone mineralization and serum minerals. Vitamin source. Ascorbic acid is a simple 6-carbon compound found in considerable amount in citrus and green vegetables. We evaluated the nutritional effect of supplementing ascorbic acid at levels of 0, 100, 200, and 300 milligram per kg in the diet of pullet chicks, growing pullets, and laying birds. Shobayo et al. 2009, Shobayo et al. 2008A, Shobayo et al. 2008B, reared under different seasons. Results showed that optimal responses occurred with supplementation of 200 milligram per kg in pullet chicks diet, while 300 milligram per kg supplementation supported least feed cost per kilogram weight gain, feed conversion ratio, improved NDF production, and higher livability in growing pullets and laying birds. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, my experience about 20 years ago confirmed lack of awareness about rabbit production and poor consumption of rabbit meat, though I love bush meat. This prompted me to pioneer research activities into intensive commercial rabbit production within FUNAAB community and beyond, using least cost feeding program. Additionally, I veered into increasing the consumption of processed rabbit meat termed value-added rabbit meat. Interest in rabbit production has been on the increase in Nigeria due to the numerous advantages as shown in figure 7, which includes ability to utilize forages and high fibrous feedstuff, rapid growth rate, efficient feed conversion, high reproductive potentials such as early sexual maturity, high prolificacy, short gestation length and interval, limited space and housing requirement, and most importantly, financial benefits to farmers, and there is no religious taboo against rabbit meat. Nutritionally, Benjamin 1984 reported that the meat of domestic rabbit is outstanding both for its dietetic effect and nutritive value. In comparison with other livestock species, rabbit meat has high crop protein of about 21%, lower fat content of about 10%, lower caloric value of about 1,753 kilocalorie per gram as shown in table 10. Figure 8 shows a typical flow chart of rabbit processing storage for human consumption. Essentially, sir, after slaughtering and obliteration, you can either boil your rabbit meat and then season with different sauces, as you see later, and then process via roasting, toasting, and this can be available for human consumption, or further, you can package after cooling and keep for consumption later. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I wish to share with the audience some of the sources that I've used over the years, as shown as source 1, or sources 1, 2, 3, and 4. And over the years, these are some of the rabbit meat that we have worked upon and made available for human consumption. Soya rabbit meat, oven-dried rabbit meat, fried rabbit meat via groundnut oil or soybean oil, peppered rabbit meat, and then cured rabbit meat. Plate 1, Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I'm happy to inform you that the young man standing behind me is Professor Stanley Lomoikoje from Adeyemi University of Puma, and is here present in this hall. This was while I was on sabbatical at Adeyemi University, Department of Animal Science, Adeyemi University of Puma, and these are my postgraduate students. We are demonstrating or preparing rabbit meat for processing, and you can see the value addition, and samples are shown. I wish to share with the audience that in 2005, my humble self and Dr. Osho were among the delegates, FUNAAB delegate, to the second NUC fair termed New SDF, and where UNAB came first. There and then, we displayed value-added rabbit, and behold, that attracted a lot of dignitaries. As they were buying our value-added rabbit, they were buying FUNAAB bread, they were buying FUNAAB palm oil, palm wine, and then all this put together, FUNAAB came first at the NUC fair in Abuja. These are some of the other processed rabbit meat that we have worked upon over the years. Conclusion and recommendation. There is the need to harness the available unconventional or alternative feed resources localized in different ecosystems and regions in Nigeria, and this can be documented. The Presidential Force started it, Raw Material Research Council worked on it, and some of these are available if you Google. Effective utilization of feedstuffs and byproducts which do not compete as food for man to reduce cost of feeding monogastric animals. To keep about the much needed development and availability of animal protein at affordable prices for the Nigerian populace, exploring unconventional feed resources is the way forward. As a caution, in an attempt to reduce feed cost in livestock production, care should be taken to not to compromise quality. Recommendations. Evaluation and assessment of inputs and output of different agricultural policies aimed at overall improvement and sustainability of agriculture in Nigeria. Reorientation, commitment, dedication, sacrifice, honesty, accountability, adequate funding, motivation, cooperation of all Nigerians is needed for the development of the livestock sector. The reintroduction and commercialization of branded FUNAAB feeds to guarantee available quality feed to the livestock farmers will bring an aside FUNAAB, as it is being known for FUNAAB bread and FUNAAB groundnut oil and others. Commercialization of the poultry and rabbit production as an avenue to increase the internally generated revenue of the university. Furthermore, I wish to recommend that the establishment of agricultural village on the university farm under the management of farms, charged with the responsibility of agribusiness ventures and enterprises, especially for the ready to retire and our student folk and even the community and immediate environs. Furthermore, I wish to recommend the listing of past, present, future inaugural lecturers, their title and date of presentation. I did not back cover, Mr. Sir, I could not remember vividly the last time you presented your inaugural lecture. If this has been included in my own copy, I will have the opportunity of doing that. This is good for the history and for our library. I've exemplified this and permit me, I've included my own inaugural lecture as indicated. Acknowledgements. I wish to state categorically that in the inaugural booklet with you, my detailed acknowledgement is about 14 pages. For the purpose of this presentation, I will not want to bore you with presentation of these 14 pages. I crave from the audience to please go through, and this is contained in pages 76 to 89 of the 65th inaugural booklet. However, I wish to thank Almighty Allah for His grace and mercy. I thank the Vice Chancellor, sir, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Academic, Professor Bola Akindolwale, the Deputy Vice Chancellor Development, Professor Clement Adeofun, permit me, please, the Registrar, Dr. Bola Adekola, the Bossa, Mr. Chukwemeka Ezepiazun, I no go promote when I don't chop aputaya. Thank you very much. The University Librarian, Dr. Fentela Onifade, for tireless efforts to make FUNAAB great. Your passion in ensuring the strategic development of our great university as a world-class university is unparalleled. Please continue in this state. I appreciate all past vice chancellors, my dean, Professor Shuando, and Rita Continua. Dr. Oni, my immediate pastor, my HOD, and Rita Continua. Heads of other departments and units, this is not an ASU Congress, please, but I need to recognize them for in their personal right. I immensely cherish the love that exists in the university community by all academic staff, all non-teaching staff, and the greatest FUNAABites. I need this, sir, to recognize my teachers who made impact in my life and contributed to my academic growth through primary, secondary, higher, and university levels. Vice Chancellor, sir, an honorable audience, I seek permission to especially appreciate the presence of Mrs. Abimbola Tewe, the wife of my mentor and supervisor, late Professor O.O. Tewe, and her children. All staff of Kolanim led by the Dean, Professor Shawando, are profoundly appreciated, including my best friends, Professor Moses Aribede and Professor Jim Olanite. They are dependable allies. I thank all staff of Animal Nutrition Department, led by Dr. Oni, immediate part ASU Chairman, for stimulating periods shared together and cooperation at the department and college level. Vice Chancellor, sir, I am immensely grateful to my past and present students, my research associate, Tam Timbangbushi. They are vibrant, they are visible nationally and internationally. Thanks for sustaining the tempo of research activities. I wish to use Professor Mekuje present and also Professor Osho and others. I am proud of you. Timbangbushi, can you stand up for recognition, please? Timbangbushi, you have president, can you stand up, please? Thank you. Please be seated. Permit me to recognize members of Unity Estate CDA, Ifekuajo CDA, Unity Estate Peace, for good communal existence. I owe my spiritual development to the contributions and accommodating nature of members of FUNAAB Muslim community, led by Amir, Dr. Latif Sani, former Deputy Development, Unity Estate Muslim community, led by Alhaji Choki Balogun, here present. I am immensely grateful to the Chief Missionary and Chief Imam of Shamsuddin Al-Islami Sudai, Fadilat Sheikh Dr. Abdulwahid Badudin, aka Temitope, members of the NEC, Zonal Missionaries here present, National Working Committee, members of branch missionaries, all organs, and members of Sudai worldwide. Allah will continue to give you grace and mercy and strength to serve Him in spirit and in truth. To all members of the Catholic family, St. and Paul, Akiabekuta, led by Reverend Father Stephen Balogun, the administrator, St. Teresa Society members, Mr. and Mrs. Kodaru and others, God will definitely reward you for your sacrifices and dedication. I appreciate all members of Baptist Grammar School Student Association, Bagoza, Atoman in Diaspora, led by National President Dr. Larry Shoyinka, a renowned medical surgeon. Members of Bagoza Bekuta Yuwa chapter, led by Mr. Dotun Adeyemi, and especially members of Bagoza 73-78 Club 78, my set mate, led by my humble self. I have always enjoyed our fellowships at gatherings and meetings. I cherish the love extended to my wife by St. Louis Old Student Association, SLOSA, under the leadership of Dr. Mrs. Sefi Akinusi. I hereby recognize and appreciate all mentees of Professor Terry under the leadership of Professor Iyeyai, registered NEAS. God bless you and your lovely families. I appreciate members of professional bodies in SAP, INSAN, ASAN, ICANN, SWAN, and on. Special thanks to Mrs. Soyobi, my wife's co-mother, and our marriage advisor from the beginning. I would like to appreciate the support given to me by the President, Chief Ebenezer Aino, JP, and all members of the Ibesa Castle Club here present, Up Club, and to our patron, Alhaji M. Olagbayi. My deep appreciation to my paternal and maternal uncles, aunties, nieces, cousins, nephews, and all extended family members here present. My deep appreciation goes to I say a big thank you to my father and mother-in-laws, late Edward and Mama Anna Oshipiton. May your souls continue to rest in peace. All my in-laws, Oshipiton, Benko, Shangodolo, families, the Adewales, the Omanos are duly recognized. I remember my bosom friend and classmate, late Mr. Kindele Owolusi, who did not graduate with us at Bacchanal Department UI in 1983. To Power and Maolalusi and family, God will continue to protect and bless your nuclear and extended family members. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I am happy to come from such a polygamous family. My siblings and their families have been a source of great assistance and inspiration to me. In the same vein, I recognize my wife's siblings and their families. I am grateful to members of COBAD, chaired by Professor Ataishi, members of the University Publication Committee, chaired in the past by Professor FUNAAB, and currently by our hardworking Professor Ellen Bodile for organizing this befitting lecture. I say a big thank you to Professor Klabi and members of Serecom, Mr. Adepoju, staff of Director of Public Relations, Dr. Ajayi, Manti, and staff of ICT work for understanding, technical support, and encouragement. My friends and colleagues from other institutions and establishments are specially recognized. You are too numerous to be mentioned, but it's contained in the inaugural booklet. I remain eternally grateful to Professor Janet Olaiton, former DVC, Osun State University, Osogbo, Professor Olusola Ladokun, Dean, Leeds University, and Dr. Abu, Associate Professor UI, here present, for their material support and encouragement over the past. I glorify Allah for my parents, Aji Baba Twile. Aji Modit Ali Bamgbose is a retired Assistant Commissioner of Police, and I grew up in the barracks. And my darling mother, Alaja Atinuke Fawsat, Mama Professor, Mama Niye, Alaja Aisat, Alaja Moriamo, and late Madam Simbiat, who sacrificed and supported me to this level of strong pillar. And to my siblings, the Daudu of the family, Alhaji Ahmed Olusegun Bamgbose, a food technologist by profession, Alhaji Murtala Bamgbose, a permanent secretary to be in Lagos State Civil Service. Alhaji Ismail, a business tycoon, Awabulesho, Ibrahim Bamgbose, and low below is Alhaji Sikiru Bamgbose, based in USA, and seated with Haji Baba is Bumi Bamgbose, based in France. You are all appreciated. I thank God most sincerely for my sons-in-law, Odafe, Warino the carry last. Human Resource Manager, Jolade, Ilaro Kingdom, a software engineer. My children, Timilade, the bearer of the family, an accountant and a banker. Demilade, a computer scientist and a software engineer. Oyilade, an accountant and a banker. And of course, baby of the house, my prayer mate, Akwabe, a potential jambite. I glorify the Lord for them and for their love for me always. To my grandchildren, Adeyemi, JJ, Americano, and to Samuel the boy, Oyinbo Pepe. Grace and mercy of God will be sufficient for you and your parents. I am deeply indebted to my close friend, Oni, prayer partner, advisor, loving wife, Margaret, Timine Constitution. You are truly the bone of my bone and the flesh of my flesh. I pray the Lord will satisfy you with long life and prosperity. To your mentor, Professor Olumide Odeleye, may your soul continue to rest in perfect peace. Your work is shining on. Thank you and God bless. Mr. Vice Chancellor, I crave the special permission of the Vice Chancellor to give token gift to some important integrities. If it is not displayed here, the rest assured that will be offered before you go. To my wife's family, Mr. Shedin Benko, you are so recognized. To my family, Haji Baba, Alhaji Chami Bamgbose, you'll be given a gift. To Reverend Father Stephen Balogun, the spiritual father of my wife, you'll be given a gift from me. To Sheikh Dr. Abdullahi Badudin, aka Tim Tope, the chief missionary and chief imam of Sudai worldwide, you'll be given a gift. To Mrs. Denisha Ebi, my wife's co-mother, you'll be recognized. To Mrs. Suyo Badare, that is the sister of my late friend. Akindele Alanis was the best student in Bakassin's, but in fact, it was a first-class material. And we organized an excursion trip for FUNAAB students of Bangladesh department to Badagry Beach. 73 students went and 72 students returned to UI without Aki. It was under the ocean. So the family have been very, in fact, they recognize me as relevant to Aki. So if you call me Adeyemi or Aki, Dele, I will answer you. To Dr. Shoyinka, the national president of Bagosa, you are so recognized. And lastly, Dr. Mrs. Adeleke Akimusi, the chairperson of SOSA, you are so recognized. And you'll be given a gift. Mr. Vice Chancellor, sir, I want to crave the indulgence of the audience to please sing along with me. Please, I also seek your support in singing these songs to appreciate goodness of God Almighty. Ó ti ṣe o, bàbá ti ṣe o, ohun tó ń bà wá lẹ́rù, bàbá ti ṣe o. Furthermore, this is the day that the Lord has made. We rejoice and be singing. This is the day that the Lord has made. you for listening. To my friends watching all over the world, I appreciate you all.
Please sit down. Let's sit. At this point, I want to present this award of honor to Professor Adeyemi Mustafa Bamgbose as the 65th inaugural lecturer of our university. Also, our university products to Professor Bamgbose.
Honey, you should go to my bedroom.
And I hope very soon we shall be presenting the feed that he has developed for our livestock, customized FUNAAB feeds. Thank you very much. Okay. On behalf of Professor Bamgbose, we want to thank, can the brigade stop that music? We want to thank those who are our guests today, particularly the family members and friends who are here. And in this respect, I want to start with Mrs. Omolora Bamgbose, our own accountant. Akinade Bamgbose, son, stand up for recognition. Omilade Bamgbose, daughter. Omilade Oma Mogo. Worry no dey carry last. Demilade Adewale, daughter. Alaja Fausa Tiamiyu Bamgbose, mama. Alaja Miriam Tiamiyu Bamgbose, stepmother. You are welcome. Odafo, Omamago, the real worry man. You are welcome. Son-in-law. Jolade Adewale, son-in-law. Welcome. Adejimi Adewale, grandson. Bring him up. Let's see. Yeah, you are welcome too. Shegun Benko, in-law. Mrs. Labijo, family member. You are welcome, ma'am. Oluwakemi Bamgbose, sister. And our guest, Professor A.O.K. Adesheyiwa, Vice President NIAS. Thank you for always supporting us, sir. Mrs. Abimbola Tewi, wife to the inaugural lecturer supervisor. You are welcome, ma'am. Yes. Professor Foluke Aderemi and Dr. Abu, mentees. You are welcome. Professor Stanley Omokoji, Ambrose Ali University. Oh, welcome. Thanks so much. Eheba Eromosele, Ambrose Ali University. You're welcome. Obasoyo Dick, Ambrose Ali University too. Professor BBA Taiwo, friend. Professor BBA Taiwo. You are welcome. All members of Shams Uddin Al-Ismail Association, can you please stand and be recognized? All members. All members of Baptist Grammar School Student Association. You're all welcome. All members of Castle Club. Castle Club. All members of Unity Estate, CDA, Ilewero. You're all welcome. All members of Kulani family and all FUNAAB students present. You can see that I'm standing too. Please sit down. I think some people want to make some presentations here. I want them to come and make it snappy. NASA Student Association, please come forward for the presentation. ESUS, Enugu State University of Technology, please come. The Muslim Jamal Unity Estate, Ilewero, children of Prof. Bamgbose. Let's start with the NASA. You have to open it. And then let them turn it around.
Of the greatest Nigerian students, on behalf of the over 3,000 Kolani students, we sincerely present this to our father, our mentor, and our role model, Professor Adeyemi Mustafa Bamgbose.
Enugu State University.
Yeah, take the mic.
On behalf of Enugu State University of Science and Technology, where Prof did a sabbatical leave, I present this on behalf of the Faculty of Agriculture and Natural Resources.
Sorry.
Why are you copying lions and lionesses here? Thank you very much. The Muslim Jama with Unity Estate. Anywhere.
That's my chairman.
Thank you very much. On behalf of the Muslim community, Unity Estate, we congratulate you for this brilliant presentation. You are proud. We are proud of you. We are very, very proud of you. You are our leader. You continue to be a leader. So we recognize you and we present this. Congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Children of Professor Bamgbose. Okay. Unity Estate, the Muslim Jamaat.
No, Unity Estate.
On behalf of Unity Estate, Ilewero Community Development Association, I present this token to you to mark your remarkable contribution to the development of our community. God bless you. Electricity Committee. Thank you. He has been our chairman Electricity Committee, and that's why we have lights always. The family?
You go talk without giving me double. Forget it. I know they hear you. Give me double first. And we are talking.
On behalf of the family, we present this gift to our lovely father. We appreciate him and we thank you. May God continue to uplift you and bless you all through. We love you. God bless you.
Thank you, Daphne. Please, God be with you.
Congratulations, Professor Bamgbose, a man of many parts, a jolly good fellow, a Muslim, a Christian, a South man, a Northerner, and a Southeast man, and a Yoruba man for that matter. Thank you, and God bless you all.
Thank you so much, Mr. Vice Chancellor. You are also a decibelized Nigerian. People have been attesting to that. You talk across, you are local big, and you are also hybrid. Please, let's give the Vice Chancellor a round of applause, please. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we are fast drawing the curtain of this program, but please let's listen to the departure protocols so that there will be orderliness. Well, we shall allow the dignitaries on this side of the auditorium, that is the high table, and of course the academic procession to exit or to depart through this exit on my right hand side. That will be after the anthems. Then we allow, of course, the family of the 65th Inaugural lecturer to exit this auditorium through this left hand side. You must have seen VIP exit side there. So the family and the relations will take that exit. Staff and students, that is staff and students of our university, you are to leave the auditorium through the main entrance to this auditorium. Mark exit 2. Once we observe this, I will all go out independently and reverently. Thank you so much. At this juncture, shall we all stand first the university anthem, then thereafter we take the national anthem. Let's all rise. Thank you. The national anthem. all so much. Please, let's follow the departure protocols. The dignitaries on this side of this auditorium, as well as academic procession, will depart to the exit of my right hand side. Just look at where I'm pointing to, the right hand side of this auditorium. Let nobody obstruct the academic procession. They should be respected. And on the left hand side, we are going to allow the relations of our 65th regular lecturer to exit on the left. The staff and students of our university are to exit through the main entrance of this auditorium. We sincerely appreciate you all from all walks of life. We pray that God will grant some funny mercies to our various destinations. We appreciate the treatment of the press, cameramen, video cameramen, for all their orderliness. We thank our FUNAABites, greatest of the greatest of the greatest FUNAABites. We thank you all. Thank you so much.